Hey, this Omar just on here talking about the some actual Lamar Jackson news, and he took it to Twitter, just to put his side out there. It's been a lot of one-sided information by the media, and so he kind of was just breaking it down, saying yeah he requested a trade as early as March 2nd, way before the free agency period kicked off. And so, he been, because of how the direction they went and Baltimore just mismanaged the whole thing, they they're gonna try to see what they can get for him, you know what I'm saying? Probably it's gonna look maybe draft day, possibly he gets traded, you know what I'm saying? I can't imagine him like going after that, because at least that day, the capital they gonna have, and you want to get him into your system as quick as possible so he can start learning all the terminology, or you putting the terminology in there that you want him to work with, and he start working with all his new receivers and whatnot. So um dang, what show I was watching? I was watching one of them shows. Like yeah. It was the Rich Eisen show. And they was saying that it was crazy because I guess Baltimore had got an impression that, Lamar was gonna play in the playoff game, and so did the NFL. So they were saying like, yeah, worst case scenario, he come back for that week. So that made the reason why, the league decided to make that Ravens and Bengals game a primetime game instead of one of the other better games they could have did, because they thought that was gonna be Lamar out there, what I'm saying, versus Joe Burrow, what I'm saying, which would have been a good ass game, so especially the one where they played the first time, it went down to the wire. So, but getting back on the contract talks, it's just gonna try to see who's the right person, what I'm saying. If the Ravens going to try to raise somebody, what I'm saying, I don't know if that's gonna make people a little hesitant or whatever, but I mean, they should get pretty much a similar deal like like Cleveland got for or Cleveland made for Deshaun, or something like that, or some like the Russell Wilson, what I'm saying, move, somewhere in between them two trades, what I'm saying, probably be something that's reasonable that they gonna do. But yeah, it seems like they definitely, Lamar gonna be playing for a new squad, because I think how they did it, I don't think you could come back and chop it up, you know what I'm saying? And then, they got the rumors like they $100 million off or whatever. So it's like, I mean, he a young dude. He could do, what I'm saying? Well, I said that a few times, but he could do the Cousins route and just sign the 3-year deal, and which means he'd be able, what I'm saying, to go back in the market, what I'm saying, in 3 years, as opposed to going to 5. But um yeah, a lot of teams is real hesitant on doing that Deshaun Watson guaranteed, what I'm saying, because you locked in. You know what I'm saying? So it's I think that's another reason why it's been tricky, because they basically they think they just having a feeling like, okay, it seems like he done got hurt the past 2 seasons, so automatically they feel like, okay, maybe he injury prone now, and so you know he's saying it don't even matter about that shit. To be honest, it shouldn't even matter. He did his work and stuff, but Shannon Shaw brought up a good point today, and saying if the players wouldn't have to fight the way they doing if they didn't bend so hard so quick when they did the collective bargaining the last time. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even really push the envelope or whatever, or see what other things they could have got. They just got the first offer or the second offer. It was just real fast, you know what I'm saying? And everybody, all the old heads was just basically saying, like, look, some people just gotta save their money, and because it'll be a long drawn out fight. But if they did it that way, they could have found their way into possibly getting, like NBA contracts and shit. That's probably what they real pissed off about, like the NBA contract. The baseball contracts, they got the best baseball in the and the soccer dudes, they got the best one, or football overseas. But they could have had that, but they bent too fast. They, like I said, they had a bunch of people on that committee that was on their way about to be out the door. So they was looking at for the betterment of themselves more so for the future and stuff. And so that in itself, it backfired or whatever. So now the guys, they trying to rip contracts or whatever, like that, like the NBA. But I don't think they're gonna consistently be able to just say, yeah, I want to trade, even though they locked in, because they, they've been used to having it done this way or whatever. Maybe if you do a few years, and the city and the team is like you're beloved or whatever, then maybe they'll do you a solid. But in this situation, you would think that's how it is in Baltimore, but that seems not to be the case. But we'll see within these next couple of weeks how it play out. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Thanks for listening.